What's up, people? In this video, we're going to talk a little bit more about the wonderful coronavirus pandemic that is gripping the global world right now and making people scared about everything and making you feel bad if you're not scared. So unfortunately, Italy is experiencing lots of people dying from the coronavirus. And in this video, I originally made this video because I wanted to see if any of these articles were giving any more information beyond about these people who are dying, other than just that they're dying, and that how many of the deaths in Italy account for all the world deaths. So that was kind of originally why I was doing that. And then as I was researching this, I kind of stumbled on all of these differences between the coronavirus and the flu. So I guess this video is kind of like, I probably should make two videos, but I'm not going to. Anyway, this article by The Guardian, scary headline, coronavirus, Italy escalates lockdown measures again as toll nears 5,500. So what I was looking for here was what else they were going to measure what else they were going to mention about the people who are dying. And to their credit, The Guardian did mention this, with the average age of those dying 78.5. This sounds scary. 6,500 Italians are now testing positive every day. You're going to find more people who are testing positive when you test more people overall, right? And people who are feeling symptoms are going to go and test themselves. Let's see here. Another thing, where was it? Okay. We will slow down the country's productive engine. Okay, so here they mention 793 Italians had died from the coronavirus. They don't say what the demographic is. Earlier they mentioned they were older, but that's all they mentioned. And then they mention 651 Italians died on Sunday. I want to say the day, Sunday's obviously after Saturday. What they don't say is that 20%, right? This is an additional 150-ish people who died on Saturday than on Sunday. So you could make the argument that the trend is going down, right? It's only one day. It's kind of too early to tell. But they didn't say 20%, death toll drops by 20% on Sunday as Italy gets a handle on the coronavirus. No, because that's like good news. Nobody like cares about that. You know what I mean? Here's like more scary stuff about things that are going on in the rest of the world. This chart obviously is like, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make one line going this way, and then Italy, we're going to make the line in red and make it go up even higher. Again, I'm not saying these people didn't die. I'm not saying it's not a tragedy that they did, but you have to understand is that, the media wants to like scare you by making graphs like this. You know what I mean? They could have made a graph about that thing that I said, how it dropped by 20%, but they didn't, because they don't want to reassure you. They want to make you scared. What does it matter right now if you're scared, if everyone's sitting at home anyway? There's nobody out doing anything. Believe me, I've looked. I was trying to escape this. I looked to go to a lot of different places. Maybe you think I'm an asshole for saying that, but like I don't want to be stuck here during this thing. I'd rather be somewhere where I can like go outside. Obviously now like you can't even do that. But anyway, that's not the point. Italy now accounts for a third of the world's total. All right, let's see here. Anything else? Not really. Okay, so then I checked this article to see like Italy announced. Okay, so this article in Al Jazeera, 546 new deaths, 793 new deaths. No information here as far as like how old these people are or if they had pre-existing health conditions. And then it jumps to like another topic entirely. So it's like clickbait headline, scary picture, scary information, and then let's go to something else, right? What's this one? This is basically more of the same, right? I was checking to see like if anybody had like Lombardy's the worst affected region in the country. And this is a tragedy, to be fair. I'm not saying it's not bad or anything like that, but like clarify that most of these people are 80 years old and already not healthy people. You know what I mean? Instead of scaring everyone. And the reason, okay, so why am I even talking about this? Because the reason is that if the implication is like, well, all these people are dying anyway, we should shut down society to like make it so no more old people die because, okay, fine, it's not affecting young people, or sorry, younger healthy people are not dying, but we should still shut down society to like protect the older people. Okay, so like Fine. All right. I'll accept that as an argument. But then what about the flu? The flu goes around every single year. There's a vaccine for the flu. People know about the flu. There's herd immunity for the flu, which I think is kind of bullshit, not going to lie. There's herd immunity, but people get sick with the flu anyway. Like, how is that immunity if fucking 60 million people get sick with the flu in America? It's retarded. I don't buy that argument. All right. So what else is here? Nothing. Okay. And then what do we go to here? So this is basically differences between COVID-19 and the flu. So the main difference here really just seems to be that the flu affects everybody. Like babies get the flu, young people get the flu, they have symptoms, they feel like shit, whatever. And with coronavirus, what they're saying is that a lot of younger people are asymptomatic. They don't show any symptoms, which I don't think that's actually true. What virus affects people and they don't show symptoms? Really, like that's not a thing. Well, I guess you could say herpes. All right, so maybe that is true, to be fair. And then I found this stuff about the CDC. This is on the CDC's website, disease burden of influenza. And what did I say here? This right here, 2017 to 2018. I guess these are preliminary estimates because I guess they're still calculating this for some reason, or maybe they just haven't updated the website. 45 million people got sick. 61,000 died in the United States from the flu. Okay, there's no demographics here on like what type of people these were either. I don't know if they're equipped for that, but 61,000 people. Do you think 61,000 people are going to die in the United States from this coronavirus thing when all is said and done? I'm going to say no. And like I've posted stuff like this on Facebook, I've posted stuff like this on YouTube, and like it's kind of strange how people are like attacking me for saying this when this is the optimistic outlook, right? You better like, I sometimes want to say, I hope I'm wrong, or like, I hope you guys are right that like, this really is really bad, but I hope you're not right. Because if you're right, that means a million people are going to die. I don't think that's the case. But I hope I'm right. And you should also hope I'm right. Like, why are you being so negative? Anyway, 61,000 people died from the flu in 2017 to 2018 in the United States. This is only data for the United States, okay? So like, why are people saying that the coronavirus is so much worse? And obviously, like we have to see like how it all shakes out in the end. But in China, how many people died? 4,000? 4,000 people died in China? In fucking China, which has 2 billion people, 4,000 died? You know what I mean? To be fair, they locked down the entire country, but still, you know, it's China. It's not a clean place. Anyway, we'll see, I guess, about all that. What other information is on here? The CDC estimates that as many as 56,000 people die from the flu or flu-like illnesses every year. I'm not sure if this is only in the United States because it doesn't make sense to me how 61,000 would die in 2017, 2018, and now this is suddenly the estimate for people worldwide. I think this is for the United States. All right, and then what is this? This is Market Watch. Oh yeah, the flu kills from 25,000 to 69,000 people a year. This is in the United States. So far this year, 16,000 Americans have died from the flu. Do you really think that 16,000 Americans are going to die this year from the coronavirus? I honestly don't think so. I really don't. And to be fair, like we have this lockdown going on everywhere now, which is going to skew the results. And I think people after this lockdown, and again, this is my prediction, my opinion. I could be wrong, right? I actually could be wrong, shocking as that may sound. We could see that when this is all said and done, a lot more than 16,000 people will have died. But my prediction is that in a month or two, when far fewer than 16,000 Americans have died, people will pat themselves on the back and say, oh, wow, you know, we're so great for locking down the entire country and shutting everything down because less people died because of the lockdown, not because, and to be fair, I guess it is kind of because of the lockdown, but like it's the flu, bro. It's the flu. Like the meme is true. It's just like the flu, bro. I don't know. 29 people in the U.S. have experienced flu illnesses this year or this season. 280,000 have been hospitalized so far. Like, you know, 100 children have died. Okay, that's terrible. But like, you know, they don't have any other statistics about these children. Were these like super healthy children and super healthy families that like cared about them and did everything right? Probably not. maybe a couple, but like statistically speaking, if you're healthy and you take care of your shit, you're not going to die from the flu. You know what I mean? With influenza, it's fairly predictable. We see a fairly consistent number of individuals, sometimes higher, sometimes lower. What did I see here? Something. What's that guy's name? Ajita? No, what was it? There was another one in here with this, I think, Indian doctor. Okay, symptom chart, what to watch for, right? Compare the coronavirus to the flu. Fever, common, common. Fatigue, sometimes, common. That means this is worse. You have fatigue, common is worse than sometimes, all right? Cough, usually dry. Okay, common, common. Sneezing, no. Aches and pains, sometimes, common. Common is worse than sometimes, okay? Right? Like, does anybody disagree? Runny or stuffy nose, not like critical or anything, but like rare, sometimes. Rare is worse than sometimes, also. You know what I mean? Sore throat, sometimes, sometimes. Diarrhea, rare, sometimes for children. Headaches, sometimes, common. Shortness of breath. Okay, so this is where everything like comes in, right? It's like, okay, all these symptoms are less bad, except for the shortness of breath thing, which you could link to like older people dying from pneumonia because it fucks up your lungs in some way, right? So this is the thing that changes why the coronavirus is different and arguably more deadly than the flu to certain segments of populations, right? Specifically, people who are already sick, elderly people, and like there's not a lot of elderly people who are out there like doing cardio, you know what I mean? To be fair. Older people, also more old-fashioned, more likely to smoke cigarettes, more likely to have health issues because older generations do not have this obsession with health that like, thank God to, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who like made it popular to be healthy in the United States and therefore the world. They didn't really grow up with that. So like, you know, a lot of them smoke cigarettes. You hear stories about these people like, oh yeah, you know. In fact, I saw an article the other day about Italy or some like village in Italy, and it said like, could this village where everybody smokes cigarettes and people live to be over 100, you know, could this be the key to longevity? Nobody's talking about that village right now, let me tell you. All right, let's see here. Where's this Indian doctor guy? Yeah, okay, so now here it says, no, the coronavirus isn't just like the flu. Here are the very important differences. This article goes on to say, where is it? This doctor right here, Solomon, said that humans have lived with influenza for more than 100 years. We've studied it closely. He said, this new virus resembles the flu in terms of physical symptoms, but there are huge differences. The rest of the article talks about how the only difference is that there's no vaccine. That's it. That's the difference. Now, if you look at the flu, how many people get sick with the flu, and there's a fucking flu vaccine. 45 million people in the United States get sick with the flu with a flu vaccine. You know, oh, get your flu shot this year. 45 million people still get sick with it anyway. I don't know how many people get a flu shot, but a lot, like at least a couple million, right? And still 45 million get sick with it. Doesn't that make it seem like it's not really making much of a difference? Even if a vaccine magically appeared, getting everyone access to it is no small order. Health authorities regularly complain that not enough people receive a flu vaccine to guarantee, quote, herd immunity, unquote. So, all right, that's fair to say. Although, like, you know, you could, if you want to put on your tinfoil hat, say that, like, of course they're going to complain about this because people getting a flu shot makes their work more relevant. And like all of these government organizations obviously want relevancy so that they can ask for more money from the government and not get downsized. And furthermore, if, let's just say, theoretically, let's say there was a coronavirus vaccine tomorrow, magically available, and everybody could have it. Well, I guess that would make a difference. But the point is that if you believe in vaccines, which I guess vaccines work. I'm not going to go that far. The issue is that coronavirus vaccine doesn't heal people who are already sick. You know what I mean? If you get the illness already and you inject yourself with the vaccine, it's not going to do anything. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's the case, that a vaccine is not like an antidote. You know what I mean? Correct me if I'm wrong. Any doctors? I know no doctors watch this, but anyway. My uncle, are you watching this? Scotty? Uncle Scott, you watch my video? Let me know. Leave me a comment. I doubt it. All right. Unlike the flu season, blah, blah, blah. No. All right. Was there anything else interesting in here? There was something else. Where's this guy? Ajidu or something. Ajiju. No, sorry. Wait, what was it? No. Was it this one? Let's see here. Okay, 45% of adults last season got a flu vaccine. So 45% of adults. That's 50% of the United States population, and 45 million people still got the flu. Flu vaccine typically reduces risk of flu illness by 40 to 60%. So 45% of U.S. adults, let's say 50 million people, and then let's say 50% of them didn't get the flu, 12.5 million people. I guess 12.5 into 350 million is not as much as they would seem. What is that? 24, 27. We'll say that's like 3% of Americans were prevented from getting the flu as a result of getting the flu shot. You could say. I just made that number up, but it sounds good. Let's see here. What else is there? Where's that article I was looking for? Oh, here we go. All right. What does this say, this article? This is how many people die from the flu each year, according to the CDC. This is in February, to be fair. And what did this guy say? That doesn't mean Americans don't need to worry about the flu. In their guide to preventing coronavirus, the CDC recommends getting a flu vaccine and taking everyday preventative steps to help stop the spread of germs, such as avoiding close contact with people. Oh, wait, that's not what I want to say. The fact that people are more concerned about COVID-19 than the flu virus is no surprise, says Dr. Adalja. Anytime there's a new emerging infectious disease that is shrouded in mystery with a lot of unknowns, it captivates people in a way that a regular virus that people deal with on a yearly basis won't. Okay, so what's the point? Again, like I've said before, the media attention, the hysteria are whipping people into a frenzy and making them think that this is more serious than it is, because COVID-19, the coronavirus, it's a name brand virus that has a name that people know about. It doesn't, the flu is just the flu, right? Being sick is just having a cold. But if you have coronavirus, or if other people have this name brand virus, all of a sudden it's more serious and scarier. Okay, so anyway, what's the local takeaway? The local takeaway. What's the takeaway of this is that the flu infects a lot more people every year. Last year, or 2017, 2018, there were 810 hospitalizations for the flu and 61,000 deaths for the flu in the United States. So I'm going to go on record, and I may eat these words. I really hope I don't, not because I want to protect my own ego and be right all the time. That's obviously part of it, but mainly because, I know I joke around and I say I hate everyone, but, that doesn't mean I want a million people to die. I mean, maybe in some, sick, perverted way, I would, be happy about that, but 99% of me would not be happy about that, right? I'm in touch with my darker side. What do you want? It's a thing. Anyway, the point is this, is that, you guys can't see this, 61 million. I basically don't think that the coronavirus is going to get to these numbers, all right? And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the articles that talk about Italy's death rate and all the bad stuff that's happening, they don't tell the full story because they don't talk about the demographics of these people unless it's just a little side note, one sentence perhaps. Because they want to scare people, okay? So this video is kind of all over the place. Tell me though, what do you think about it? Am I an asshole for suggesting that the media is blowing this out of proportion and that Italy's in a grave situation and everything is really bad and I'm just an idiot who is making videos in his apartment by himself during quarantine? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.